Does anybody want breakfast? Guys, let's go. I'm leaving for McDonald's in 5 seconds.
Why did you start with that?
The Breakfast Stampede Meal. It's only at McDonald's, where there's a meal for every morning.
And nothing says morning like a classic sausage McMuffin with egg. Right now, get this all-time favorite for just $2 on the $1, $2, $3 menu. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This is Novia's Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1819. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to another week in captivity. Maybe you're being liberated slowly but surely. For me, we're staying in for a while longer for the simple reason my wife has to have surgery. It's serious. It's going to be at the end of June just for safety purposes. Thus, we're going to remain in quarantine. Yeah. Shelter in place. More time. Yeah. And today's show is one where I deal with one of those tough interview questions that you might be asked on an interview. Hope you find it helpful and give it a great review wherever you listen to the show. And with that, let's get going. And today I want to deal with one of those tough interview questions. And there's really no wrong answer to this question, but I'll suggest a couple of ways to do it better. Now, the question is, how long are you willing to fail at this job before you succeed? Now, I tend to think of this question as being geared toward more senior professionals, but I could also see it being posed of salespeople. I could see it being posed of relatively junior people designed to intimidate whoever the person is who's being interviewed. And it's one of the reasons I don't like this question, because the real thing they're doing is watching your reaction. And, I'll give you a couple of examples from Google of reactions that are encouraged. So on one site, the offered answer is, I'm willing to do what it takes for as long as it takes to see results. So thus you're demonstrating endurance and commitment. A less effective answer or a less straightforward answer is, I learn from my mistakes and move forward. Then there's the political answer. These are coming, by the way, from careerdirectionsllc.com. I don't believe in failure. When I fail, I fall forward and thus don't believe in quitting. Ultimately, these answers are all suggestive of determination. On another site, tesh.com, Tesh.com, and the person who's being referenced indicates that the reaction's the most important part. And I'll give you the way I would approach it in a second, but I want to offer, a couple of other alternatives here. So the wrong way to answer would be, I'll fail as long as you'll let me, or I don't know, a few months. What do you think? So they suggest that the right answer is, I'm willing to stick with this job for as long as it takes to succeed. And that's the way of demonstrating determination. Or another good answer is, I plan to fail as quickly as possible so I learn from my mistakes, yada, yada, yada. So here's what I would suggest. And I want you to understand, again, as I often do, there is theater to interviewing. You're a performance artist. And honesty is different than effectiveness. Now, you'll see there's a little difference in what I'm going to tell you than what you've heard, but there's a big difference, and I think you'll get it. So the question again is, how long are you willing to fail at the job before you succeed? Here's the fact. I've never failed at anything before. And if you've got something that's going to stump me, God bless you. But the reality is, I've yet to fail at something. So what are you going to give me that's going to be so difficult that failure is an option? Seriously, what is going to be so hard that you're going to throw at me that failure is an option? Now, for salespeople, if you're selling a crappy product or service and have no support, you'll know that pretty quickly and you'll walk out. And it's not like you're committing yourself to anything here, but the idea of the theater of looking them square in the eye and simply saying, I have yet to fail at anything I've tried before. And I'm curious, what are you going to give me that's going to be so different for which failure might possibly be an option? And what that does through that stare is let them know, number one, the determination thing, but more importantly, I think it sends the message that you're a force to be reckoned with. Now, that's a male response. A female response, and I'm doing gender stereotypes here, of course, is to smile and simply say the same thing. See, the fierceness tends to be a male thing. The laughing at the question is associated with a female gender stereotype. Whatever you're comfortable with, and there are obviously some places in the middle, I think is important. It's important for you to express emotionally a response to the question and not just simply recite the facts. Because as was accurately pointed out, I think the shock of the question is its most effective quality. You want to demonstrate determination or that their question is moronic. And this is how I would play it. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few more ways to get information and advice from me. First of all, there's my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. I have more than 8,000 blog posts there that you can watch, listen to, or read that will help you find your next job. In addition, if you're interested in my coaching you, at the site there's a button there that says schedule. Schedule time for a free discovery call, schedule yourself in for coaching, interview preparation coaching, salary negotiation advice, coaching related to hiring more effectively, managing and leading, helping you to be a better executive in your organization, and overall being a better employee of your firm. If you have questions for me, you can ask them at Wizio.com/thebiggamehunter. That's WISIO.com/thebiggamehunter. The price at Wizio is less than 1/3 of what I'm charging at my website. And I'm doing this because I want to benefit my subscribers here and on YouTube, and only you're going to know about it. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. Mention that you watched or listened to my content. I like knowing I'm helping folks. Once we're connected, it's nice to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you from time to time about how I'm helping. You can also watch me on TV. Did you know that? If you have a Fire TV or a Fire Stick, download the JobSearch TV app for Apple TV, Roku, Sony, Samsung, like 90 different TV platforms. You can watch me on either Zingo TV or BingeNetworks.tv. On YouTube, subscribe at JobSearch.TV.com and have access to thousands of videos I've created. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Be great!
Wrap up the year with holiday cheer at the all-new Busch Gardens Christmas celebration. Experience a winter wonderland as you walk through 8 festive villages with twinkling lights, holiday decor, and entertainment. Busch Gardens Christmas celebration is a limited capacity event. Select dates through January 3rd. Take advantage of the biggest sale of the year, going on now through November 27th. Buy one 2-park membership, get one half off during the Black Friday sale. Make your reservation today. Restrictions apply.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This Thanksgiving, think outside the oven and get Thanks Grilling with Ace. Get a new grill and choose from top brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg to add even more flavor to your Thanksgiving turkey, side dishes, and desserts. Plus, right now, get free assembly and delivery on all grills and accessories $3.99 and up. For the best help on the best grills, stop by your local Ace and get Thanks Grilling. Ace Rewards members only through December 24th. See participating stores for scheduling or exclusions.